Okay, then the core staff and educators. Okay, and as opposed to the apprentice staff. At the core, and I'll get into this a little later, but at the core we have 12 people. Okay, our pay for that is 0.5% per person of gross. Okay, this boils down to in a full event weekend. If you're on the core team, one of the core 12 people, you make about $1,875 per weekend for doing this. Then we have the apprentice staff. These are people directly working under those core 12 people. They are that's 36 people. Each core person has 3 people working under them, you know, part of their team, and those people get paid per event $937. That's a 0.25% of the gross. So so you get paid half of what the person that's, so there is incentive to work your way up into the higher pay. You know, but you get, you know, it's a certification process. You're working under, there's 12 core positions and then 36 people, so each person has 3 people under them. Now each of those apprentices can have 3 barters under them. They're not paid, they're not an expensive out, but it's 108 more people as part of the team throwing that event. Those is like, the apprentices is always looking for someone to apprentice under them too. Okay, that looking, and those are the people which you will meet. So you start throwing festivals, you meet tons of them, and they're the ones who go, I want to come to the festival, man, you got some work for me to do. And you have to like weed through them to see which ones will actually do the work and which ones won't. And you know, maybe 1 out of 10 will actually pan out, and they will eventually become an actual apprentice in the paid position. But we're, you know, so every core person has 3 people under them, and every person under them has 3 people backing them up that you're training and getting to do your dirty work for you. It's the hard, you know, a lot of times it's just, even in the paperwork, it's who's going to work the fucking troll booth at registration booth up front. Nobody wants to sit there all day through all the event, okay? You may be the bookkeeper and you're ultimately responsible for that, but you may be showing up every couple hours to check on bookkeeping, collect the money, make sure it's in the bank, blah, 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 you know.
Then that brings you to security.
Yeah, and everybody's security.
Yeah.
We're all security. That's the thing that we found in Lothlorien that works better than anything that we tried anywhere else, that I've seen anywhere else. No visible security except those couple rent-a-cops up front. No visible security anywhere. We're all have an identification something on us that we're clearly, if you have to show that we are it, it's there. You know, and if someone needs to find someone who's in charge, they can see, you'll look for the guy that's got that or whatever.
But the general population may not know that you even work there.
Well, the general population that comes would be told, the people that are wearing, when they're at the gate, when you're registering to come in, they're told, if you need help on something, go to one of the people that's wearing the purple star or whatever it is. Okay, and each of us is security, and what we learned in Lothlorien that worked really, really well, and we had like over 18 years, it was like one fist fight. Okay, you know, well, I had to throw 2 people out over those years. You know, one for peeping Tom, I even forget what the other one was. I thought, the guy that was on stage, jumping up on stage and yelling all the worst things possible to the women. And we told his friends that he had to like take him away, or we're going to let the women take him, take care of him, and that wouldn't be pleasant. And so they took him away. But after all those years, it was really like nothing, because we had no visible security. If you have visible security, people want to challenge security. So we just had a rule that said if there's anything you have to you'd have to deal with as a security issue, get another person on your team to back you up.
If you were to...
And that's also to check you. Are you doing the proper response? What is the proper response on this? And if it's anything bigger than that, that's what the rental cop's for.
if you, I guess this is just a play on words. It kind of gives a different feel or vibe to security. Call them lifeguards.
You know?
Like, you could just have
Mhm.
lifeguards that just walk around, people that have,
See,
That's
like,
awesome.
see, there's
Yeah.
but there's 48 of us out there.
it's like
We're
simple
all over the
psychology,
place.
language.
We're on we have people on every level all through this place, through the whole and most things are nothing but weird disturbances. Or somebody catches their tent on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Burn! Oh, great, their tent's burned. Okay, how do we get the fire hoses there? No. But we had another tradition that I would do as a tradition behind the scenes that would never be visible to anybody else. We just called it the Warriors Guild. And it started out, those that like to, by nature, stay up all night long and make sure everything's okay, we'd start calling ourselves a Warriors Guild. And because we were the ones who knew who, and we started noticing when someone would pull in, we go, this can't, and that person's got their shit together. You just spot them. This person's got their shit together. They don't. That one does. And so we'd go quietly approach them and induct them into the Warriors Guilds. But what we do is we just quietly induct other people in to be our helpers. You walk up to them, you say, you look like you got your shit together. If there's a problem in this area, do you mind becoming one of our warriors? And you're not responsible for this area, but if there's a problem, will you get in touch with us?
Yeah.
You know, or just comment out yourself. Sure. And so you can get a huge body of people in the Warriors Guild, and you tell them, don't tell anybody else you're part of this.
Yeah.
So no one knows who the Warriors are, and the Warriors Guild worked great. You know, when the very few times there was like someone's tent caught on fire, boom, within 5 minutes, we have hose lines run across the fields and everything's like being dealt with. It's like, wow, because we knew who had their shit together. And it also makes people feel part of it. They like to be recognized.
You
Oh,
could
know
also
I got
offer them
my
a
shit
free
together.
sandwich for doing
Yeah,
that.
you could. You could.
The sandwich is cheap to make.
Yeah.
People love free shit.
Get them a beer.
Are there
Yep.
any martial arts schools out here? Like maybe people still doing Aikido or something like
Oh,
that?
there's lots of martial arts skills. I always said if you had if you had to have vision ones, just get the FCA guys in their full armor. No one's gonna hurt them. Just stand there in your full fucking armor. You can punch them all day long. They're used to being beat, and it's like you'll bring your hand out of their armor. So if ever we had to, yeah, just do it like so obvious, like, oh. And that's what they did at Rothbury. They had so many people, it was a big corporate fest, but literally they had guys on horses. You aren't going to fuck with a guy on a horse. I'm sorry, that horse is big horses too. You weren't the little ones, they were the big ones, you know, so you just get stomped on by the horse. So even the people who were really out of hand were like behaving when the horses came around, you know. So if you have to, you can always go there. But I found that if you don't create a problem, there usually isn't one. With that exception, because there's always an exception. We have had crazy people decide to throw themselves in the fire because I am the fire, and jump into the fire. You know? But again, even in that case, that's where the Warrior Guild came in handy, because there's always somebody in the Warrior Guild behind the scenes who is aware they have that authority. That person. And so, boom, somebody jumps in the fire. One of the warriors is on that so fast, boom, you're out of the fire. There's another tradition that started in the Starwood scene that spread out through the neo-pagan scene. I've now seen it at some of the jam band festivals. If you're ever around a nighttime fire and somebody who's taking care of that fire is wearing red suspenders, give them deference. These people have earned those red suspenders. You can't go buy any red suspenders, and you have to have them given to you because you're trained in how to work the fire. Now you'll see them standing in the fire sometime. They got welding gloves on. They're picking up shit and moving it around, and you go, "Who is this person?" I got red suspenders on. They're trained. You know, they were. You know, it's a tradition that gets passed on down. And it's starting to spread in the jam band festivals. Last time I was at, I said, red suspenders. There was 2 red suspended guys there. And they know their shit. Because you can't get those suspenders unless you know your shit. Now, a lot of them are really macho and love to stand in the fire. And they know just exactly how long for their soul melts. they got it down. Being welding, you know what you can do with fire that other people don't know welding, you know. So, but those kind of traditions, if they arise or appear, should be honored. We should note who they are, who's doing that. Let them know that behind the scenes we're very aware that you're here. You know, 'cause hey, we'll give you a free in if you come to the festivals and take care of our main fire pits. You know, we can always extend certain barters out to people where it's like these are key. They're holding some ground here. You know.